Pickaxe.
Hello and welcome to Yes, it's YOMP, Ye Old Movie Podcast. It's a movie discussion podcast where each of us have a curated list of films and we randomly select one each week to watch to discuss the next week. I am Simon, the Honeydew Man, Diggy Lane. Close enough. And I am George. I am George.
He's George Clooney.
I am George.
I'm George Clooney, and I am joined by the ever-fragrant Brad Pitt.
Yes, I'm
G-Star
Brad
Games.
Pitt. Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to this episode of YOMP.
Fuck me ragged.
And joined by me is Julia Roberts, I guess? You could be Julia Roberts.
Oh.
Do I have to be Julia Roberts? Can't I be...
You can be Andy Garcia, I guess.
Okay, thank
You
you.
can be Don Cheadle with his stupid fucking accent.
All right, Governor.
Yes.
All right, mate. All right. Apples
It's
and
me,
pears.
Don Cheadle. And we're going to be in a right load of Barney.
You know, Barney Rubble. Trouble.
Oh,
Fuck.
fuck.
That's
Can you
right.
guess
We're
what?
talking
Can you-
about...
Can you guess what film we're talking about this week, everybody?
It's Ocean's 11. It's Ocean's 11.
What?
G-Star Games' is pick. Second one in a row.
Of course.
Locked out now. It's
I
locked out.
am, and I'm happy with that.
Why? God, why did
What's
you
your
pick
problem? What's your problem? Ocean's
This
11 is
basic
good.
ass?
You're
bitch
basic!
movie.
You're basic! Leave Ocean's 11 alone!
There's pumpkin spice latte of a movie.
What is your issue, bro? What is your
The
problem?
Ugg boot of cinema.
Yeah.
No, the Ugg bit of heist movies.
Yeah.
I like Ocean's 11. I like all of them. I like Ocean's 11, I like Ocean's 12, and I like Ocean's 13.
Have you watched the original 1960 Ocean's 11? It's
I
1960,
have.
Right?
Not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, don't give me that like you're fucking putting
I'm
your nose up
literally
at
just
me.
sighing for breath, for oxygen, to make it through this fucking recording with you. I'm not even sighing at what you're saying. I'm just sighing in general because you're here. Okay? So you have. I haven't watched it either. I have to confess.
Okay.
Not really much interest in watching it. I'm sure it's great, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's great. I think I still need oxygen from that big yomp that I gave at the beginning of the episode.
Have a little puff on your puffer.
Holy
With a bit of
shit.
Ventolin.
Frank Sinatra was Danny Ocean? Sammy
Yep.
Davis Jr.? Wow. Dean Mott? Wow.
Yeah, 5 of the Rat Pack members from back in the day were in it.
Holy shit, I think I should watch this.
Oh, and Cesar Romero was in it. Joker from the Batman TV series. Remember he had his moustache under his makeup?
Under his makeup? Oh,
Yeah.
what?
Beef knows what I'm talking about, right?
Joker.
Joker from the Adam West?
Oh,
Adam West Batman?
Oh, yes.
Cesar Romero?
That wasn't his actual face. Like, he did wear makeup.
Yeah, he had makeup, but he had he had a moustache, and he didn't shave off the moustache, so you could see it under the white makeup.
So good.
But yeah, he was in the OG film.
That's iconic.
To be like, I wouldn't shave off my mustache either. I'd be like, this makes me look way more deranged.
Oh my god!
You're not wrong.
So yeah, you just love this film. This is
I like the Ocean's films. I think like all three of them are pretty good, and I think they get better as they, as they go through Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13. I like them.
Did you watch Now You See Me?
The Magician.
Which is a a better version of this film. I would say.
Now You See Me, the magician film.
Yeah.
The magician film.
The magician film. That's
About
right.
What? You are not saying this is. You are not. You are not.
They do heists,
You're
but
not.
they use magic tricks to do it.
Listen. I like Now You See Me, but I know you are not saying that it's better than Ocean's 11.
That's what I'm saying. G-Star Games, right up front.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I'm laying my cards on the table.
When you think you know someone, and they go and say, Michael Bloody Caine, and I've got a troupe of magicians.
Oh my god, it's Don Cheadle here. Special guest John Cheadle.
John Cheadle. John
Cheadle.
So
that's his UK persona.
As right, okay. I watched the whole film and I was like,
oh, well done.
Who is that?
That's the bare minimum we ask.
Honestly, it was touch and go there for a bit. And then I was like, fuck, I don't know. I turned it off at the credits. I was like, I don't know who any of these people are because of my fucking face blindness that I got Brad Pitt and Matt Damon confused for a bit there.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
So I was like scrolling through who was in the film and I was like, but where's the guy that played Basher? Where is he? What's his name? I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled. I went on IMDb, scrolled a bit further. It says Don Cheadle in brackets uncredited, and I was like, is his accent that fucking bad that he just was like, I don't want to be associated?
Interesting bit of trivia for this.
Oh, go on.
John Cheadle. Don Cheadle.
John Cheeseball.
He wanted his billing to be above the title of the movie, much like George Clooney, Matt Damon, and Brad Pitt were.
Right.
And when they refused this demand of his, he asked not to be credited whatsoever.
So it wasn't anything to do with this shit accent.
No, but he was in the next two films. He's in 12 and 13 as well.
He is.
Which does make me wonder what happened in Ocean's 1, Ocean's 2,
Well, there's a reason why Danny Ocean is in prison. It's because it didn't work that well.
The other 10 times.
The other 10 times. That's why he was like, oh, we've got 11, that's enough. Oh, no, we've got 10, that's enough. And the Brad Pitt guy was like, no, we ain't got enough. But not saying anything.
He didn't even say anything. Yeah.
No. But, like, he was inferred. And so that's why, because he knew that the first 10 times it didn't work. So he had to get another one.
Yeah.
Fair.
So, yeah, Don Cheadle. In the next two films, he was credited above the title. So his demands did actually work out in the end.
No, that's fucking bullshit.
Didn't you love his character, though?
No, he didn't need to be...
I didn't love any character.
What? Brad Pitt was good, and I like Brad Pitt.
Hated him.
He was very likable. He was a likable man.
You hated him. What? Why?
He was a wanker. They're all wankers. I hated everyone.
Oh my god.
Why? Okay.
No, right. There was not a single... Oh, no, wait. I did like the guy that played Saul. He was fun. I like him.
Oh, the older gentleman.
Yeah.
Carl Reiner.
Yeah.
Director of The Jerk.
Oh, that's why I fucking love him then.
Can you believe it? Like, isn't that odd that he was cast in it?
That's really strange.
He was apparently quite distracting behind the scenes because everyone would just like, they go, oh, tell us your stories, Carl. Tell us your Hollywood anecdotes.
I think he's awesome. What a badass. He was cool. Didn't like anyone else.
What about Elliot Gould with his weird anecdotes of like the heist's gone wrong as he eats his massive salad?
Oh yeah, his lovely salad.
I really appreciated the way that he shouted about, so which casino are you guys gonna rob? Like, just yelling it outside for everybody to hear. Just to have he's obviously got staff, even if he is in the middle of nowhere. I think there's a neighbour, probably. Like, come on, mate. Chill.
I just don't know why Don Cheadle had to be British. It just made no sense.
So weird.
And yeah, he was just like a walking stereotype, wasn't he? Governor.
Talking about weird casting, though, we got to talk about the fucking twins that aren't identical twins, but are the most annoying cunts of characters I've ever known in the film.
That's
oh
the point.
My God. They're like children.
They are.
I'm not touching you. I'm not. My hand isn't touching your face. It's not touching. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
my
how twins
God.
are. Well into adulthood. That's the curse of being a twin. You're not normal. You have to be an asshole.
Maybe the reason they're twins is because they wanted Luke and Owen Wilson to play them.
Oh, that would have made
Is that
much more sense.
trivia?
Yeah, but they ended up having to do the Royal Tenenbaums instead, which is a fucking masterpiece compared to this film.
Shut up. Oh, is the Royal Tenenbaums where it's like a family and they're all really weird?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Sums up very
Wes
well.
Wes Anderson.
That should be the tagline of the movie, honestly.
Well, it kind of is. The eccentric members of a dysfunctional family reluctantly gather under the same roof.
It's a good film, though. So first of all, I found the music to be very jarring, especially it hits you quite early on in the movie. There's some stylish music. Then it cuts to a different scene. There's some snazzy editing, and then you're hit with a punch of really loud, obnoxious music. And then it goes to another scene, and there's some flashy editing, and then there's more music punching you in the face. Really obnoxious, the use of music in this film, I thought.
I think a lot of it was obnoxious.
It's just heisty, jazzy, montage-esque
trying to get
music.
You excited.
Yeah, as soon as the music kicked in, when they were interviewing Danny, they were like, "Oh, you're going to commit more crimes," and then the music
and he
kicks
goes,
in.
"No," and then a troll face suddenly flashed up on the screen, superimposed over his face.
Yeah.
In my head.
In your head, okay.
Yeah.
So not reality.
No.
As soon as the music kicked in, I was like, "Oh, it's not. Yeah, you're in for a treat. It's lighthearted, funny, haha. It sets the mood, sets the tone."
God, I felt like Sophie watching any modern movie when I watched this film.
I'm very surprised that you do not like this film.
I thought I might actually really enjoy it. A G-Star Games pick of a pretty mainstream movie because I love The Greatest Showman. I mean, loved is a strong word, but I really enjoyed it.
Wait, whoa, hold on.
If we could rewrite the stars.
Pump the brakes for a second. Have you seen this movie before?
No.
Oh, what?
I had no interest in watching it.
Oh my God!
This came out when I was 12, and it was the same year as I think the Pokemon
9/11.
It was the same year as 9/11, so I was much more interested in that. What
was it?
date
2001?
Yeah. What day did it come out?
I thought you were going to say, what date did 9/11 happen? I was like...
Oh my God. It was Pokemon Forever that came out.
9th of November. Release date, December the 7th. December the 7th, 2001. But that's in America. Maybe we didn't get it till spring or even summer 2002 over here. Who knows?
Yeah, so I was too young. This was not a thing. And then, so it was in my movie blind spot, because then I grew up and it was I have no fucking interest in this shit. Okay, I'm edgy. I am emo. I want to watch The Crow on repeat for 6 years. And I only saw half of it because one of my exes watched it. I can't even remember which bloke it was, but obviously it didn't work.
We should add The Crow. Gee, you need to add it.
Why? Because it's likely to get picked.
Or maybe next week.
Yeah. Have you seen The Crow, G?
I have seen The Crow, yes.
Yeah. That was my whole personality when I was about 14. I was like, oh my God, it's got 9 Inch Nails and it's really gothy.
Oh, damn, yeah.
I watched it last year.
Last year? Oh my god. I probably haven't watched it in like 20 years.
It holds up, man. It's pretty good compared to Ocean's 11.
Wow.
So were you watching and paying attention when... I mean, you don't even have to be paying attention. Were you vaguely looking in the direction of the screen the film was on, Sophie, when George Clooney, Danny Ocean, had to phone up his parole officer?
Yes.
Did you notice very subtly the background?
I noticed the background.
Where it says Trump Plaza in massive demonic glowing letters.
Well, that was in
evil.
Atlanta as well, I think, which was really random.
Is that where the film starts then?
I think so. I'm pretty sure he's in Atlanta.
He's in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Right.
New Jersey. He's the penitentiary, the prison. I noticed. At least I think I noticed.
Oh, you're right. Yes. Okay, so at the beginning where he's like talking to Frank.
And he gets released.
I'm looking at Google reviews for it. It says permanently closed.
Interesting.
Sad.
Basic hotel, no options for food. Barely managed with the Starbucks around the ground floor and takeouts. Just...
Oh, fucking hell.
So, for people who haven't seen this movie, like me and Simon up until yesterday, it's basically there's a boy, a man, George Clooney, and he wants to get his wife left him. It's an important thing that we know that. And he wants to not rob one casino, he wants to rob 3 casinos because all of their money is deposited in one vault.
Yeah. So first of all, he's not actually robbing 3 casinos. He's robbing the vault underneath one of them, right? And I felt fucking robbed by that.
You felt robbed.
I thought they were going to have to break into 3 different places simultaneously, or like one after the other in one night. But that's not what happens.
It's cleverer than that. And in order to do that, they need a really good team of people. And so he gets in... I don't know how many yet. So he gets in touch with Brad Pitt for some reason, who knows all these guys. But Brad Pitt is teaching losers poker.
Losers? Excuse me?
I don't know who they were.
One woman's from Charmed.
The
right?
TV stars Holly Marie Combs, Topher Grace, Joshua Jackson from I don't want to wait for this time to be over. Dawson's Creek. Barry Watson and Shane West. No idea who those last 2 people are, by the way. No idea. But they were all TV stars of the day.
And they weren't good at poker, is the main thing.
And he's like, yeah you got to pretend that you got bad cards, or if you got good cards, you got to pretend they're bad. Or if you got bad cards, pretend they're good. He was giving real basic advice, like...
Well, I think that's how he makes his money, I guess. I think he teaches amateurs how to play poker.
Celebrity amateurs. So that's why, he's
were they
charging a lot.
Were they celebrities in the...
They were playing themselves.
Oh.
Right, okay.
Much like Siegfried and Roy were playing themselves.
This was before one of them got eaten by a tiger, wasn't it?
Yeah. Vladimir... Klitschko and Lennox Lewis were in
Vladimir
the boxing match, and it was actually them. So,
but everybody looked the same to me because it was. I should have put
fucking Ocean's 8 on instead. Then you would have really hated it. You would have hated me
because it's all women.
Yeah, and everyone hates women. It's not a terrible film, but it's not great. It's got like Sandra Bullock, it's got Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway. This is probably going over Booph's head.
Okay, rank them best to worst, the 4 films.
Oh, I don't know.
4 new ones.
It's been a long time since I've seen 12 and 13, and they kind of like blend a little bit, because obviously they're all just heist movies, right? So, I don't know. 12 is good. I don't really, I don't know, maybe 12, 13, 11, 8.
10, 9.
9, 8.
Okay, so wow.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen them.
Why did you make us watch the third best Ocean's 11 film?
Because it's the first of them.
Okay, yeah, that's a reasonable answer. Actually, that's a reasonable answer.
I mean,
I felt stupid as soon as I asked that question.
I don't think it would be like because you probably haven't seen the rest of them, right? Considering you've not seen this one.
I watched 13 like 5 times. I love it. It's one of my favorite films.
Are you joking? Are you joking?
I'm joking. Why would I have watched 13 and not watched 11?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. You're weird.
I'm sorry. I've got chaotic energy today. I apologize.
There's no need to apologize.
Oh my god. Something good. All right, I'm going to say something good about the film. Something I really liked. I liked the reveal that Danny's ex, played by Julia Roberts, was dating the bad guy, Benedict.
Which is why he wanted to rob that particular vault.
Yeah.
And it's how he got that main guy into it, because he was mad about them blowing up another casino.
Elliot Gould's character, he bankrolled their heist in order to, I thought she was pretty good as well. She had some great dialogue when Danny sort of sits down at the table while she's waiting for a boyfriend to arrive for dinner, and she just doesn't take any of his shit. She just shoots him down, and I thought there was some very smart dialogue.
Yeah, do you know what the big failure of this movie is, though? Okay. So at the end, spoiler alert, everybody, they get the whole amount out of the vault, and we'll get into all of the details later, but she gets a phone call saying, look at your telly, and it's a camera feed of Benedict, her boyfriend, escorting Danny Ocean, her ex-husband, and he says, would you give up Tess for all of the money if I give you all the money and you vault? Something fucking stupid like that. And he says he would choose the money over Tess.
Well,
and it
was like $160 million.
Yeah. So she looks sad, like, does this bitch genuinely think that she's worth $160 million? Right? And then when she learns that, and she knows that Danny Ocean is the guy that did it, basically, she runs out and goes, that's my husband, in basically saying that, well, he's got 160 million now, not you. I'm off with him.
Yeah.
Right?
True. Yeah. That did feel a bit weird that she immediately ran to him because suddenly he has the money.
I ain't saying she a gold digger.
The fact that she thought that she was worth 160 million. No, nobody's worth that much money.
Well.
How much is Julia Roberts worth, Sophie?
A tenner? Listen, we could have Lydia. Lydia's way better.
Julia Roberts at the time, right? I think it was George Clooney that sent her a copy of the script.
Yes, this is trivia.
And there was a $20 note attached to the script. And he said, I heard you're worth 20 now. But the joke is that she was getting paid $20 million per movie at the time.
So she was becoming the highest paid actress at $20 million per picture.
That's crazy. That's like what The Rock gets.
So I was close.
So yeah, you were very close.
But nobody's worth, like, if I was like dating someone who was dead rich and they said, oh my God, right, I've had all my money. They're holding the money ransom and I'm not allowed to go out with you. And then they'll give me the money back. I'd be like, oh, that kind of sucks, but okay. I'm not going to deprive you of $160 fucking million.
Well, I think, because I think she said it at one point that when, these places lose money, they've got insurance, right? Just like, they get made whole again. But like I was left, to pick up the pieces and all this kind of stuff. So I think even though if he lost all that money, he would have like some sort of insurance would have covered that potentially.
Who the fuck is it who played Benedict? I want to say it was Al Pacino. It's not Al Pacino. It's what's his name?
All right, Andy Garcia.
Garcia. That's right.
Dude, I put in my notes, I put Andy Garcia, or as Simon would say, Andy Garcia.
Garcia.
I can't believe he never said it. I'm shocked.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, but obviously he's a cunt, right? He just wants money. And like throughout the whole movie, he showcases that he's obviously not, fully in love with her. And he's very sort of like guarded, but he does like her, but he's never really like committed to showing that he loves her. It's just weird. He's just one of those guys.
Why is Benedict dating her? Is it just because she's hot? Or is he really interested in her talking about paintings?
He's hot, I guess.
There's no chemistry between them, fucking remotely.
Yeah.
Like, she looks like she's being held hostage by him. It's really weird.
There's more sexual tension between Brad Pitt and George Clooney when they're talking them fucking riddles all the time at the poker table.
There's more sexual tension between Brad Pitt and the shrimp he was eating.
Yes.
It's fucking ridiculous.
He does look like he's really into the food he's eating.
That's part of his character.
Yeah.
Ocean shows up and they're both subtexting or sexual tension ? And then I wrote down, everyone looks bored. And then the next line in the film was, God, I'm bored.
Oh, no.
I was like, I'll give him that.
That's his character. He's just always like... There's some trivia about that I read ages ago about like why he eats.
What, that everybody was bored?
No, there's something about why he eats so much on this. Because like I think in almost every scene he's eating something.
Yeah, that's his character trait that he eats.
He's trying to get the most out of being employed. He's eating their food. Doesn't want to buy his own
food, but like catering.
I think it's more that like the idea was that Brad Pitt was like, hey, so my guy, he's so busy like running this operation, planning the heist, doing everything, that he's just grabbing hold of food whenever he can and eating it. He's not like sitting down for dinner. He's just grabbing things and eating them when he possibly can. And I think it's important that my character just eats in every scene. And Steven Soderbergh, the director, was like, that sounds great. You're Brad Pitt, sure. So that's why he's always eating. It's weird.
Yeah, so he said, in Ocean's 11, do you talk about it? Do you just always have food handy? We just had it. Well, there was actually method to that because he was always on the run, always on the move. I figured he could never sit down and have a proper meal. So he always had to grab something on the run. So he's just always busy, always moving around. So he's just always, getting food when he can.
That official explanation sounds even more stupid than the one I said.
Yeah.
He's always on the
reason
run.
He's eating all the time is because he's hungry.
That makes more sense.
I don't know.
He's got a tapeworm.
I don't know about you guys.
Tapeworm.
Whenever I see characters eating in a film or a TV show, I feel like, I don't know why, I feel oddly comforted by that.
Oh. Is it the noises
sick.
of people eating?
No. Just like, I don't know. It like makes them more human in some aspects. Like when people do like normal things,
when people like sit down on the toilet in a film, you feel comforted.
I can only think about how cold / disgusting the food is and how many takes they have to do. And like they have to spit it out sometimes. Because
that food's going to spoil.
Yeah, well, they have to spit it out. Like, sometimes they can't, like, actually eat it.
So taking a bite out of a burger, spitting it out, and then they're given a fresh, new, ice-cold burger for the next
They have
shot.
to do it over and over again. And, like, in pubs and stuff, when you see people drinking alcohol, it's not alcohol. It's, like, really weird, frothy apple juice for beer. And it's, like, wine is... Like, they have to, like, mix up horrible...
Wine is Vimto.
Wine is Vimto. Sometimes it's, like...
Schlur.
Oh, I'd be fine with Schlur. But yeah...
That'd be a lot of sugar. Oh, my God.
Have a headache by the end of it. But Yeah, I can only think about the behind the scenes of these things. I hate it.
I think they had a blast. They had a fucking blast making this movie, and that's why they all signed on to the next one and then the next one.
They saw how successful it was.
You know, they all made money. They all got to hang out with their buddies.
Well,
Yeah.
they made a lot of money.
He was saying, so there's all this sexual tension between Brad Pitt and George Clooney, and then he's just saying names. He's just saying words. He's like, we'll get the knocker.
Oh,
We'll get the pincher.
No,
we'll get
come on.
Jimmy Bosworth.
Come on, Sophie. You're making up these. What he actually says is, off the top of my head, I'd say you're looking at a Boski, a Jim Brown, a Miss Daisy, 2 Jethros, and a Leon Spinks. Not to mention the biggest Ella Fitzgerald ever. That's the actual line.
What was that?
There's a
in
whole
reference
explanation. Do you want me to read out the explanation? Because it is long and boring. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you summarize?
TLDR.
To summarize, so Boski, that's Saul's character, it's a reference to Ivan Boski, who was a trader on Wall Street who got caught committing securities fraud, right? So Jim Brown is that's a reference, a confrontation between Frank Catton and Linus Caldwell. What? Staged to distract Terry Benedict so that Linus can lift the security codes of the vault. Named for the famous American football player Jim Brown. That makes no sense. I don't understand. Miss Daisy, like driving Miss Daisy, drivers, they need drivers. Jethro's refers to the Beverly Hillbillies, so they need sort of like mechanical types, right?
I thought it was Jethro Tull. We need a flautist, and we need someone in little leggings prancing around on a stage as a distraction.
Leon Spinks, someone to disrupt the boxing match. It refers to the victory of Leon Spinks over Muhammad Ali. So, odd reference to make. And yet somehow Danny Ocean knew what Rusty meant when he said this. Ella Fitzgerald is the looped footage that they played on the fake robbery that was the staged one. Spoiler.
Oh, very cool.
It's a reference to a commercial for Memorex in which a recording of Ella Fitzgerald's voice breaks a glass because it's as though she's actually there in the room with you, and Memorex was like VHS tapes.
Okay.
So the biggest Ella Fitzgerald ever, and Danny Ocean's like, yeah, I know what you mean by that. I know the code that we use. You're referring to a videotape. What?
Yeah.
What? Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, a Boski, a Jim Brown, a Miss Daisy, 2 Jethros, and a Leon Spinks, not to mention the biggest Ella Fitzgerald ever. And Danny Ocean knows exactly every word of that. It's
Professional
like, yes.
thieves, professional,
He does not know what's going on. It's fucking bullshit.
They don't know what Barney means. They don't know what Barney means. How are they going to know what a Spinks is?
Well, do people in the UK even say that? We're going to be a lot of Barney.
No.
I would use Barney to mean more like a confrontation or someone going a bit mad. They're having a Barney.
Okay.
So the thing with Don Cheadle's character is that he's saying lots of words that mean things in British language to Cockneys sometimes, but not in the context that he's using them. He's like, "Is there done a pony?" And the fucking done a and like the subtitles didn't even know what he was saying. They were just like making shit up.
I love it when he's like covered in shit as well.
I hated that.
Just covered in shit, and he's just going, bloody hell, oh fucking yeah. And they're like, does anyone understand what he's saying?
I mean, the fact that he just willingly chose to go there after being in a sewer and he's covered in shit. Oh my god! Where they get the guy to be the grease man, the one that fits in the tube.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The circus is called Barnum's.
Yeah.
I didn't notice
P.T.
that.
Barnum.
Well, I have the movie playing on the side, and they were walking out of it, and
time is a flat circle.
Yes.
We've gone back to The Greatest Showman.
It all
Can you believe it?
goes back to The Greatest Showman.
Sure does.
Oh god.
I really liked the old guy, Cole Reiner's character. He looked like he was about to fucking die
Yeah.
for most of the film. He does die. He actually does die, and they have to get a doctor in and all this. But it's all part of the thing. It was all part of the scheme.
They thought of everything.
I actually thought he'd fucking died. I thought,
Yeah, I
oh my
thought,
god,
yeah.
this poor bastard.
He was a very good actor. He was building that personality from the start. Like he was taking his little antacids, and he was always in character, even behind the scenes. Like in the hotel room when they were like talking, and Elliot Gould got mad at him because he was still talking in his accent.
Yeah, he was very method, wasn't he? The character.
The character.
Playing the character. Yeah.
Mm.
I have a fun fact for you about the eating that you'll like. During the several takes it took to shoot the scene in which Rusty and Linus are spying on Tess as she is introduced coming down the stairs, Brad Pitt, who plays Rusty, eating shrimp from the shrimp cocktail, ate 40 shrimp. There you go, Bouphe. He ate
Brad
40
Pitt ate 40 shrimp. Oh my god.
What a Chad.
That's a new eating challenge for my sister, I think.
Yeah.
That's just making a note of this. Brad Pitt is a swallower, not a spitter.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And also,
Oh,
the
God.
wig used by Rusty in his disguise as a doctor was Mike Myers' rehearsal wig for Austin Powers, International
No.
Man of Mystery.
Jesus.
It looked like a
Jesus Christ.
funny fucking wig, to be fair. So
I don't know if it was convincing or not. I
I wasn't. The wig was not convincing. It looked terrible.
Yeah. I wonder what the advice was that Brad Pitt was going to give to Matt Damon's character when he said, above all, everything else, whatever you do, you must never, and then he gets interrupted.
I don't think he was
Wonder
going
what
to say
gonna
anything
say.
because they were fucking with him from the beginning, right? Because they were like, making it out to be like Danny has gotten in trouble. He can't be part of the heist in a major way. So they were pulling his leg. Like,
Right.
remember when they said, he goes, oh, did you really think I was going to sit this out? And they made him like take on the role of that, like the gambling organization representative. So I don't think he was going to say anything important.
The pickpocketing skills
Yes.
of Matt Damon's character.
There's so many characters. I can't keep track of all their names.
There's at least 11. I really liked that when Don Cheadle's like, okay, so they filled up the tunnel with the thing we can't do our plan B. We need a plan B. And the plan B was to basically use a science fiction device.
Yes.
The
I wrote down,
EMP.
I don't think this thing really exists.
It does. It is a real thing. It's just that
Does it look like that?
to basically the one that they had would knock out like a floor of a building, maybe not like a half of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a real thing. The pinch
The
is
pinch.
is real, but not the one in the film. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that looked very 2000s weird.
It felt a bit like when Ant-Man had the big device in the back of his van.
Yeah. It did look like
I
that
was
a little
thinking,
bit.
which film was this
Marvel
prop from?
reference.
Which movie was this a prop from?
Ocean's 11.
No. You know what I mean. You're just being a shit.
Wow! This kitty's got claws.
There was dogs in the film, so that made me quite happy.
Was there?
The dog
There was
racing?
dog racing, and there was a dog that bumped into the technician man. I've forgotten his name. He got tangled up in a dog lead.
Oh, he
yeah.
did. Yeah. The guy who sweats a lot.
That was his character trait.
Yeah, that's true, actually. He was. He's a very sweaty man.
Well, that played into his thing. He had to go into one of the camera rooms and place another science fiction type device onto the camera feeds so that he could do it. And he'd written down the directions on his palm which got so sweaty that when
Oh.
he got lost.
Yeah, he wiped it on his head. I was like, oh, no, no, no. You shouldn't have put it on your palm. It's going to get sweaty. It's
weird. Like, if you freeze frame the movie, you can read what it says on his palm. And it says, I'm tired of these jokes about my giant hand. The first such incident occurred in 1956. Little Simpsons reference there. About the guy with the giant hand. So how many people do you think died during this film? I mean, not like in real life.
Who would have died?
It's not like the Twilight Zone, the movie.
Who would have... What? People died?
I don't think anybody
I guess from like
died.
the explosions, you mean? Like all
Because the EMP went off. Was there a hospital in range? Did anyone have like pacemakers that just stopped working?
Yeah, the pacemaker thing is a problem. Definitely.
But in hospitals, don't they have like backup generators and stuff, or backup power?
Well, that knocks everything out. Like, supposedly all electronics get fucked.
And everybody started having a fight, like, in the casino because they were trying to scrabble for all the chips and the cash and stuff. I bet somebody got stabbed during that.
Yeah, for sure.
And did anyone get shot in the film? Like, for real?
No.
Or was it all faked, or...
Nobody got shot, I don't think. Everyone was just either left rendered, unconscious, or sort of knocked out for a bit.
It was all non-lethal options. They used, like, syringes or whatever's.
Yeah, like when they knocked out the two guards,
Yeah.
in the vault. So I don't think anyone...
So that's how you can tell that the thieves are, like, actually the good
They're
guys. 'Cause they
moral. They're ethical. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the good guys. Oh, yeah. So there's a scene in, like, one of the... Yeah, I don't know why, but they keep making that guy who's, like, really nervous do, like... I think especially as the movies go on, they keep making him do things that just make him more nervous. Like, I'm pretty sure there's a scene with him where I think he has to do, like, a lie detector test.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I don't remember I remember the context because he was going to be a card. The people who work the tables, the ones that like
croupier.
The ones that like give out the cards at like a blackjack table or whatever have you, and
a dealer.
I guess so, yeah. And like they need to like test, that they don't have any sort of like priors or they don't do bad things when...
Have you ever stolen from a casino?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
like one of the questions? And he's like, no.
No. It's something like that.
That's funny.
They make him, in order to pass the test, he puts they get him to put like a thumbtack in his shoe or something. Because I think it like keeps the heart rate elevated the whole time or something,
right?
Yeah, to keep the baseline of the lie detector at like a level, at a certain level.
I thought it'd be a lot more high tech than that.
What?
I thought he'd wore like an electronic device that gave like false readings, but a thumbtack in his shoe. That's all he had to help him.
I'm pretty sure
They got all these science fiction devices.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure
they
it
use
was
acupuncture.
It was something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I found that funny because he's like one of the most nervous out of all of them, and it's like you're getting him. But I think there was a specific reason for it. Why it had to be him. Yeah, I don't know. I like the cast. There was like obviously a bunch of big names. You got your fucking Julia Roberts, your George Clooney, your Brad Pitt, your Matt Damon, Bernie Mac, Casey Affleck, like. Pretty star-studded movie.
I didn't even recognize Casey Affleck at all.
Really?
He was just some guy to me,
Now you know how I feel.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. It was awful. I hated it.
What?
Feeling like Sophie does when there's a famous actor on screen, and I'm like, huh?
It's just like, I have no fucking idea who that person is.
He's a very, like, middle sliders, default man looking guy. Yeah. No offense to the man, obviously.
I mean, he is the lesser known Affleck for a reason, I guess.
Damn.
Just like with Owen Wilson and his brother. Owen Wilson is the more known Wilson.
And Luke.
Yeah.
What did you make of the twist ending of like how the robbery went down?
With the SWAT team.
Yeah, with
I love that.
The faked footage of them robbing the fake vault.
Yeah.
And then the SWAT team coming in, leaving with their big heavy bags, and that was the actual robbery.
Very cool.
I had to rewatch it in case I missed something, because I thought it can't be that simple, right? And it actually was that. I was so used to, I was expecting a Now You See Me kind of thing. And I was like, is that really it? Like, how did they get away with that? Just walking out with these big bags as the SWAT team. But apparently, SWAT teams just carry massive bags with them into a casino, and they're not searched at any point.
Well, I mean, would you question a SWAT team? I mean, the SWAT are part of the police force.
Their security's so high at every level, and then, like...
Well, they called in the SWAT team, so why would you question that at any point?
That's
if
true.
You called in the SWAT team and they come in with big bags.
They're also, like, they walk into the casino wearing, like, their like masks and helmets, so you can't identify them, and then they leave with their giant filled bags, and no one questions it. It just seems absurd to me.
Well, did you see it, did you think it was going to be that when you watched it? And then you saw the reveal that it was them?
I didn't predict that happening.
Yeah.
It was... I don't know. It was so blatant. I mean, I guess I kind of admire that, how kind of straightforward it was. But I thought, no, they didn't just let the SWAT team just leave with all the money. That's insane. But there's also the whole switcheroo with like the remote controlled van with with the flyers in instead of the money.
Yeah.
So I guess there's that to it as well. That sort of misdirection.
Yeah. I love stuff like that. I love like any sort of misdirection. Which like I said, I do like Now You See Me because there are, a lot. There's a lot
wild.
of
that is fucking wild. Especially compared to this. I just can't help but compare those two films.
Well, one is Magicians, and that is all about misdirection and pulling off a heist. Is going to have an element of that if you're smart, which is what they were trying to do. But yeah, I don't know. Good. They're both good. They're both good. I like both of them.
You can enjoy both.
Yeah, there was a sequel. Yeah. I didn't really like the sequel. Oh, yeah.
Is that the one that's got Harry Potter in?
Daniel Radcliffe is in the second one.
I don't know why I've not watched the second one, because I enjoyed the first one so much.
It's not very good. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just not as good as the first one.
I mean, I do appreciate that, there is a lot of twisty-turny bits, but I actually started watching from, like, last time. I remember the whole film from the bit where Saul dies. I remember watching the actual fucking heist, and I don't remember any of the rest of it. So
I don't know how much of this film I'm going to remember, in a week's time.
No.
It feels like it's not left a massive impact on me.
For how clever it is as well, like all the little bits and twisty-turny bits, it's not an impactful movie, I would say. Like, it's just a movie. That happened, and I understand why people like it.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I'm sorry, G. Me and Sophie, we understand you.
There is no need to apologize. I didn't make this movie. I like it. It's a okay to good movie.
Well, I don't know about good.
And there's then there's two other ones, right? Yeah. As well, which I think are pretty good. But
you think they're better than this?
I'm pretty sure I remember them being better in some aspects. Because there's a level of consistency with the characters and returning characters, and it's fun because it's like, oh, the gang's back together again, and then you see, they're fun. I find them to be fun.
I guess you could also compare it to like the Mission Impossible movies, like when Matt Damon and George Clooney they're in their like black, almost cat suit like burglar outfits with the laser grid and blowing up doors and stuff. That felt very Mission Impossible-y. Oh, I fucking love those films. The Mission Impossible. The first one's just so fucking good as well.
Yeah, they are.
And of course, you have returning crew that come back. Movie after movie.
Mm-hmm.
We need a guy. Oh, I know a man. And I suppose they do the same thing with the Oceans films.
Yeah, I just like that whole, like, an unlikely group of people, especially that last shot.
We need to get Bernie Mac. We need someone to call a white man a cracker. Very important.
I did like Frank's character. Like, he was an important, piece of the puzzle.
Matt Damon's response in character to being called a cracker and him accidentally saying, a coloured man, that was hilarious. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Yeah.
In such a mainstream movie, even in 2001, I was like, oh my God. Oh my Lord.
Well,
what's happening?
I take issue with the, in inverted commas, comedy aspect of this. They were making, in inverted commas, jokes the whole way through. Like, very funny that Charmaine's mom is also a dancer, and of course Brad Pitt knows her.
Yeah.
Yeah, very funny. Taupe is very soothing. Very funny. The balloons got a lot. The portable
that
TV
balloons bit was just pain. Like that whole scene with the twins arguing and the fucking balloons. I think you just really hate them
twins.
I fucking do. They're so annoying. Are they in the fucking sequels, G?
Yes.
Oh, that's it. I'm not watching them now. I'm not going to watch the sequels.
Yeah, but they're not again, they're just very... I don't think they get major...
They get 5 minutes of screen time, and
think
it's 5
about
minutes of the most annoying shit.
It's called Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13, so...
Right. So they get even less screen time than this film.
Probably.
Who... I don't even know who they add in the sequels. Who's the 13th, the 12th and 13th characters that they add? Eddie Jemison, is he a surveillance expert?
Oh yeah, Catherine Zeta-Jones is in 12.
Yeah, but she's not one of the 12. She's a detective.
Yes.
So they add a surveillance expert, maybe, unless that was the guy that's... Yeah, I think he's the new one.
Mm.
There was another joke with the batteries, oh my God, I forgot the batteries. There's they riff on each other quite a lot, but in that sort of way that...
Did someone just kiss a cat?
I did. Guilty. Sorry.
I just heard a cat being kissed. Eddie Izzard is 13th. The master thief and friend of Rusty. Eddie Izzard is the fucking 13th character. I cannot believe it. I cannot.
I'm trying to remember who the fuck Eddie is.
Eddie/Susie. Oh my God.
Got Al Pacino in the third one too.
Oh my God. No fucking way.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is he the bad guy in it?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's
oh shit.
One of the bank.
Oh, I might have to watch the sequels.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to. I'm kind of interested. But I think it's good, background film to have on. You know? Especially if it's on, Prime or something, so I don't have to pay for it,
I think it actually might be, ? Oh, yeah, 13 is on Prime.
Oh, shit.
Is 12 on Prime, though? Let's have a look. Yes, it is.
Well, there we go. Mind you, I think it was on Prime for 13 more days or something.
Oh.
It's leaving, the first film, it said leaving Prime in 13 days. And I was like, that sounds ominous. So I got less than 2 weeks, maybe, to watch the sequels, if I want to.
If you want to. The option is there.
Is there anything else we want to talk about in the film? Because Danny visited a casino, he violated his parole, and he has to go back to prison. Isn't that harsh? It's not like he committed a crime. He just went to a casino, and that was enough.
Did he not have a restraining order out on him? Didn't they not say you're not allowed to be here because
I-
you're not allowed
yeah.
to be
Oh, yeah,
with
because
him,
he's
like,
banned
close to
from
your
the.
wife.
No, I think it's because they banned him from that casino, and
Yeah.
So
was
he was
obviously-
trespassing,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
therefore
thought it
he
was
was
that.
breaking his parole. Right, that makes
could be
a
that,
bit more
yeah.
sense. It just felt a bit harsh that, visiting a casino, like also drinking would violate the parole. Like anything that is like seen as being like a sin
well,
to the like American penal system.
it depends on
you-
the
you
crime
go
that
back to
they
prison.
committed, right? And like if you.
You're a thief. You're not allowed to drink alcohol because that's bad.
Well, no, if you're a thief and then you associate with other known thieves or other
Yeah,
known
but-
people who've been.
But he was asked if he'd had a drink, if he'd been drinking or something, if he'd been to a bar or no, are you drunk or something? He was asked,
Oh,
and that would have been a violation of his parole, presumably.
okay,
Like that's bullshit, right? That's
Yeah.
fucking bullshit.
bit harsh.
But if he was like trespassing, then that would have been bad.
Yeah, because they definitely got him banned. But I think that was because of what he wanted to play out. Getting caught, having his
Having an
confrontation.
alibi.
Yeah, having an alibi, not being the one who actually was involved in the heist.
But it's worth it because he was it 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, not
He even
that
says 3
bad.
to 6 months later or something like that, and he has however many million now.
Exactly.
So
and
that was
his
worth
wife. And his wife.
Yeah, my wife. He
My
has a wife
wife.
back. She even is wearing the ring again. I almost said wing.
The
She's
wing.
wearing the wing.
She's wearing the wing.
Yeah. Do we want to summarize our final thoughts?
Sure.
Do you want
Why
to go
not?
first, G, as it was your pick?
Yeah. I think it's a fun movie. I like the cast. It's very star-studded. It was fun to watch how they all work together, the dynamics, and I like the chemistry between some of the characters. It wasn't fully fleshed out, but obviously they're there to do a job, right? But they sort of make the friendships develop along the way, especially as the movies go on. But yeah, I think it's just a fun, light-hearted heist movie with a lot of big actors, and I enjoyed the twists and stuff, but I've seen it so many times, and not that like makes it not that it devalues it, but when you see something so many times, after a certain point, it just you're like, oh yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, I mean that's how I thought with Friday the 13th. I was like,
Yes.
it's hard to give it a good rating because I've watched it so many times.
Yeah.
So I
And
get
it's like,
it. I get
like when
that.
you have too much of a good thing, or when you have too much of a thing that you enjoy, right? It kind of just gets a bit. Not that it makes it bad. It's not a bad film in my eyes, but yeah, I think overall I'd give it it's a 7.
A 7 from
Yeah.
G-Star Games.
Yeah.
Okay, not the highest, but sure.
It's a fun movie in my eyes. I think it's fun. I think between like a 6 and a 7, and more on the line of 7.
Okay, damn. Sophie, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
I mean, just leave. Just
go.
Just leave.
I do want to go. I've got a headache now. After thinking
Oh,
about all the
no.
twists and turns of... I was thinking about Brad Pitt's face, I think.
He's a good-looking man.
It's very angular.
Yeah, it is. But cannot deny he's a very good-looking man.
He's a handsome.
He's a handsome man.
I mean, I did write down my final thoughts, and reading it back, it's very harsh.
Oof.
Another basic ass G pick. That's what I wrote.
That's
what I wrote.
Wow, dude.
Thought I might end up really enjoying
Wow.
it though, much like I have before with The Greatest Showman, etc. But this was a very mid movie. So Hollywood, it makes me sick. Kind of enjoyable, but left me feeling empty. Inoffensively average film. It's left almost zero impact on me. Now You See Me was better, 5 out of 10. So, I mean, 5 out of 10, that's not a bad score.
That's an average movie.
It's such an average film. It got an average score.
Considering the stuff you said, I wasn't expecting a 5. I was expecting like a 3.
It's not bad. It's not a bad film. It
Right.
all makes sense. The actors is fine. The action is fine. The little twists are fine. But yeah, it just didn't leave much of an impression on me, and I feel like I'm gonna almost immediately forget most of what happened in the film. I struggle to think of anything to really say about the film, I've made a few notes, but I was like, what is there even to really talk about?
Yeah, but sometimes some movies are just designed to be like that, though. Sometimes they're just
They're
an easy
slop, and we're pigs at the trough.
I wouldn't call it
Slurping it up.
slop. I just feel like it's like fast food. It's just a fast food.
How is that different? It's just the same thing. It's slop
No.
for humans.
No,
Fast
slop
food.
is like,
It's human slop.
I guess, but not in that. I don't mean it in that way. I feel like it's just more of it's a fast food heist movie, and it's meant
It's a
to be
popcorn
fun.
movie.
What?
A popcorn movie, G-Star Games. You've not heard of that before?
I haven't, because typically you'd have popcorn with movies, so...
Yeah, but it's the masses go, they get their massive, boxes of popcorn, they sit and they munch, turn their brain off and watch the film.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Sophie,
Yeah.
how's your head?
Oh God, it is soup in there now. I wrote down that was a film.
Mm-hmm.
I did keep writing George Clooney's names in fun ways. Bread Patt. What else did I call him? Brat.
Bread Patt.
Where was let me see, because I did call him Garbage Clooney and Greg Clowney.
That's a good name, actually.
I wrote down that was a film. 4 out of 10, maybe 3.5 actually, because it annoyed me instead of entertained me, and the jokes sucked, and that guy's accent sucked. 3 out of 10.
So it went 4, 3.5, 3.
Yeah,
As
the
the
more I thought
sentence
about it, the
went
more I
on.
hated it. Yeah, the more I thought
Within
about
one
it,
sentence, it dropped by 1 point.
yeah, the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know what? I don't enjoy this film, and it is a film, and there are points that
It is a film. It's true.
are good. The writing is very clever, but it was not impactful, and I did prefer it to Heat. I liked it better than Heat because it was more twisty turny. But and I know that they needed to have so many characters to make it work because it was like a big job, and it was like
Everyone had their role.
Clever. Everyone had their role, and I was thinking, oh, how is this guy going to fit into it? But at the same time, it was very confusing, and it didn't. I
don't know what's confusing about it. I'd say you're looking at a Boski, a Jim Brown, a Miss Daisy, two Jeffers, and a Leon Springs. Not to mention the biggest Ella Fitzgerald.
A Leon Sprinkles.
Fuck me.
Oh, fuck.
We're looking at a cherry cola. We're looking at a lemonade. We're looking at some Ritz crackers. We're looking at some stickers over there. We're looking at bits of fluff.
You're looking around your room. You're just looking around your room. You're looking at a big fat dribbly cat.
We're going to need a sugar-free Werther's Original, a 16-gigabyte SD card that doesn't have anything on it because I've got a bigger one now. We're going to need a hairbrush. We're going to need some DVDs, honestly.
We're going to need a
Maybe
scabby
some
tattoo that itches.
Oh my God. Don't remind me about the tattoos. I'm a state.
Sorry.
I'm a state. We're going to need some tissues, but the tissues have got cat fur in them, so they're absolutely useless now.
Oh, no.
I just feel like it was a film that I didn't really need to watch. My life hasn't been enriched, and it
100%.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it more annoyed me than anything. But I've seen it all the way through now, so hey,
that's good. That's an achievement, honestly.
Hey.
We've already read out a lot of trivia, but there is this one which I thought was particularly funny, especially following on from Booph's final thoughts. Director Steven Soderbergh said the film was an opportunity to give audiences pleasure from beginning to end.
No.
He wanted it to be a movie you just surrender to without embarrassment and without regret. Perfect.
Yes. Yes, quite.
Perfect.
Oh wow, he really did say that, didn't he? Wow.
Yep, word for word, quoting him there. I've already read out all the trivia over the course of the discussion. Have you got anything else that you two lades have found?
Lades.
What up, lades?
You know, at the end, do those two guys just have to follow them around forever and ever?
Well, there is a sequel. There's Ocean's 12.
Yeah,
So-
but I mean, at the end of that film,
Yeah, they're then following them into Ocean's 13. And then
They
there's
just keep
another
following
car
them.
with another
Like,
two goons in
what-
from the
what's
other
the-
guy that he screws
what's-
over.
what was the end purpose of them two guys following them around? Like, do they just have to like follow him forever? Like, happy birthday, still got guys following him. It's Christmas. They don't get to spend any time. They don't get to spend any time with their families because they're busy trailing these 2-3 losers around.
It's okay. It was only a film.
arseholes.
It's not. They were actors. So Andy Garcia did say, about being on the lookout for someone buying a $100,000 car, which is a reference to when Steve Wynn's daughter got kidnapped, and the kidnappers, they got the money, but then they bought a $100,000 car, so they were caught. And of course, Brad Pitt drives off in the fancy, expensive car. So
No, he doesn't. Have you seen it? It's all mucky and beaten up and stuff.
I thought it was a fancy, antique car.
I don't think it's an antique car. I think
I
it's
guess
a
in
piece of
America,
shit.
a $100,000 car would be like a massive truck, the size
Yeah.
of 3 normal cars.
And this was in the late 90s, 2000s, right? So
2001.
used cars over there. He said you come and pick. You've got several million, and you come and pick me up in this piece of shit. Is basically
It
what.
looked like a really nice car, though.
I mean, it did to me too, but we have very different ideas of what's cool.
Aesthetics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they would want a fucking Tesla these days.
Can you imagine? He picks him up in a Cybertruck.
The thing is, though, if you
Fuck.
go and spend loads of money, it's like a flag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
The
you know?
FBI come after you.
Especially if you're if you're associated or known associate of that sort of operation, they might be keeping tabs on you, so you don't want to be super flaunty and
The IRS will go after them.
The quote is 13 million, and you drive this piece of shit across the country,
Damn.
yeah.
to pick me up. And he says, I blew it all on the suit because he's
I
wearing a
must have
stupid suit.
just fucking completely switched off at that point of the film, that epilogue bit.
Yeah, it's just basically, it's a car that it's really filthy. It's not been washed or anything. There's the seats are a bit ripped up. There's no way that is worth any amount of money. It's meant to be a shit car because he doesn't want to draw attention to himself.
Right. But it looked like a nice car to me.
Well, it looks like a nice car to me, but they just need to do it up a little bit.
Do you think it was a nice car, G?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was nice, especially when I looked at the interior. I'm like, that's a nice, classy car. But I think our
You did look
opinions,
classy. Yeah.
I think opinions on that sort of stuff over the years changes as well, right? To them, that probably at the time looked like and was a piece of shit. But
yeah.
I think
23 years ago. Bloody hell.
yeah, exactly. So I thought that was a nice car, but I think Brad Pitt's character he was always driving a car that sort of looked like that. That's his style. That's his sort of. But he also George Clooney made a dig at his clothes as well. He's like, "Oh, that person wants his shirt back or something," and I was like,
wouldn't it have been funny if he'd opened a glove box and there was a prawn cocktail inside? Just starts eating shrimp. Ow.
"Oh, fucking hell." Just a prawn, a glass with loads of fucking prawns in it.
Christ.
The Bellagio let the crew tap into their security system to get real surveillance footage of the casino.
Oh my god. The cast and crew should have actually performed the heist in real life. I guess they don't need to.
No, but they did lower their usual salaries to bring down the budget.
Yeah.
I don't know how
It's very
much they
good of
got
them.
paid, but you know.
Well, if Julia Roberts alone was getting paid $20 million a movie, but I guess that's as the lead. Yeah. And what was the budget for this film?
Oh, funny you should ask. It was 85 million.
That's actually not a lot, but then this was,
2000-ish.
But considering the cast, like, Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, I mean, as we know, there is 11 of them. But that doesn't include, obviously, Andy Garcia's character and any of the sort of extras outside of the main 11. But 85 million, yeah, it's not a lot considering, they pay the actors and all the props and the setting, clothes, wardrobe, blah, blah, blah. But the box office was 450.7 million.
Yeah, this is why it got, 2 sequels and then a spin-off / sequel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, quite.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shitload of money, so
Yeah.
I guess they did something.
They did
They
something.
They
It
certainly
was a
did
film.
something.
Something happened,
Something definitely happened in this film, yes.
Could you see this as being made into a good video game?
Yeah, it's like a GTA,
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, I'm sure there's a mission in GTA that's you rob a casino or a bank. Well, I mean, it starts with you robbing a bank. 5.
Yes.
I mean, there's even heists as a thing.
So yes, I could see it. I could see it as a video game.
Well, it'd be like Payday.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
So they never did an Ocean's 11 style one, but there's definitely a lot that are heisty, I guess.
Mm.
But yeah, I guess GTA is the most obvious one.
I did have a look for any kind of game or board game or anything. There was just nothing. There's a card game someone came up with just using a normal deck of cards, called it Ocean's 11. Well, no, that's not really
That
what I'm
doesn't
looking
count.
for.
Go away.
No. It's not like a product you buy. Feels like it's been a short one, but we've not had that much to talk about with this film, really.
I love how this is like a slight at G. I just can't talk about this film. There's nothing to talk about in G's pick of one of her favourite films in the world.
It's not her favourite film. She
I
gave
know.
it 7.
Yeah, it's a fun, like I said, it's a fun movie.
What else did G give 7? Let's have a look.
Go on.
She gave Equilibrium 7, The Great Gatsby 7, Fly 7.5, Bram Stoker's Dracula you gave 7, Rambo First Blood you gave 7, Dead Again you gave 7. You're fond of 7s, G-Star Games.
Maybe we should watch 7. Also, now that you mentioned Bram Stoker's Dracula, I don't open. I know this is a slight deviation. Just bear with me. I open up Threads. I never open up Threads because I don't care. But I
Oh
saw
my
something that caught my interest, and then I was like, okay, I saw that, and then I started scrolling, and it gives you all these people that you don't know on Threads. I don't know a single person that I saw on this timeline. This woman was like, a hill that I will die on is that any male or masculine presenting person who insists on making Dracula, or at least the fictional character created by Bram Stoker, a heroic figure is trash. Whether irredeemably or not, I care not. The second a man tells me he thinks Dracula is a hero is the second I disengage.
That's a red flag, isn't it? When a man says he likes Dracula.
No, literally.
That's an
And
ick.
she said, I will not entertain any manner of relationship or discourse with him for serious or legitimate safety concerns. Finding Dracula heroic
Safety?
Finding Dracula heroic is a red flag. That's
What does she make of men that really like the Joker? I want to hear.
God, that is the biggest red flag of this generation.
I mean, fucking hell. How many people is she engaging with conversation? It's about Dracula. She sits someone down, at the beginning of a date, and she right off the bat, she goes, so, what's your take on Dracula? This is make or break. This is literally make or break.
I do ask people these stupid questions when I meet them.
Yeah. And right
Just to get a
underneath...
feel of them.
right underneath that, there's a guy saying adult men should not wear clothes with words on them.
Adult men.
Adult men should not wear clothes.
Just don't wear clothes.
Full stop.
That's a tautology, isn't it? Adult men.
I'm convinced that the people on Threads are bots. Like I'm not convinced.
Dead internet
that
theory, G-Star Games. Dead internet theory.
Dude, like the amount of literal whiplash I was getting from some of the shit people were posting, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I get that when I look at your Twitter.
I don't post that much at all, actually.
She posts memes.
Yeah, and I repost anime, okay? So.
Can I tell you about the film I watched last week?
Of course you can.
Because I really liked it, and I think Simon would fucking love it. I think this is right up Simon Street. I'm trying to watch a film every day this year. Just to sort of muddy the waters on what I'm posting on Letterboxd and what's going to be on YOMP as well. But like, I've got so much on my watch list to watch, and I was like, I've got no fucking idea what to watch. So I just booted up Shudder, and one of the first things on the page was Destroy All Neighbors. And I thought, is that an old movie? And it's like, no, it got released last week.
They kill Kylie Minogue and Jason Donovan.
Yeah, all of the neighbors. No, but I read and I said the synopsis is struggling prog rock musician William Brown finds himself in a living nightmare when he accidentally kills Vlad, his neighbor from hell. And I'm like, prog rock, all right. And the cover's pretty, like the poster's pretty cool. And then I start watching it, and in the credits, the music's good. And then it's credited with Alex Winter, a la Bill and Ted.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, okay. So anything that he's in generally is pretty cool. And there's like some good animation going on and stuff. And it's actually a genuinely very good film. It's self-aware, and it's quite Americanized humor, but a lot of it is really good, and I really recommend it. It's hilarious, and it went in all sorts of different directions I didn't imagine. But also it's prog rock and Alex Winter and horror. So
okay, that's a good combination.
Yeah.
Destroy All Neighbors.
Destroy All Neighbors.
Oh my god, it's like brand fucking new 2024 release.
Literally the newest film I
have
watched in age. So last week as well, I watched some fucking awful films, not even including Ocean's 11. Because I mean, I did watch American Movie on Monday and I was like, yes, that's fucking great. Inland Empire, fab, bit weird.
Oh shit.
I was thinking, should I put some Lynch on the list for G to just get her in the mood for everything?
Lynch.
And then
Inland Empire is a solid one. It's a real solid one.
It is. It's a very confusing. It's like if I fancy being pretentious, I'll put some David Lynch on and then think, yes, I totally understand.
It is like a nightmare on film. Well, it's not even on film. It's digital.
It is. It was done on like a DV cam, like little handy cam.
Yeah,
you've recorded it. It was like he just filmed loads of scenes and tried to tie them all together as he went at the end, which is good.
Is that
and then
actually what happened?
Yeah. He didn't know what he was doing. He was like, "Do you want to be experimental to Laura Dern?" And Laura Dern's like, "Hell yeah, you fucking weirdo." So then I watched Destroy All Neighbors. I was like, "This is great." And then over the weekend, I really fucked up and I watched Friday the 13th Part 8.
8?
Jason Takes Manhattan.
Oh my lord.
I watched Feeders 3.
No, why would you do this to yourself? Why would you do this? Did you get that on Blu-ray?
I bought the DVD. I paid money for that. So, and then I got a new video, which is the Invincible Barbarians, but it goes by Gunan, King of the Barbarians. And everyone was wearing like a lady's wig in that.
Oh.
It was absolute fucking bollocks.
Oh. Sad.
So
yeah, Ocean's 11 wasn't even the worst film I watched this week.
Oh, damn. I'll take that.
Feeders was.
Feeders 3. Fuck
me. You know when a fucking shit weird movie like that is really gets a bad rating from me, that it is bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Sophie, can you step in and roll some dice?
I can indeed.
I have made 3 changes to my list.
Ooh, look
I
at
was
you.
like, do you know what? I'm not sure I fancy watching these movies. I prefer to watch these. So my list currently stands at The Guest, which I fucking love. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
I was going to add that to my list at some point. Yeah.
Johnny Mnemonic, Murder Ahoy, Krull, and I've added Host, which is a recent sort of found footagey horror movie where it's like people on a Zoom call during coronavirus lockdown.
Ugh.
It's less than an hour, and it's supposedly very, very good. And I thought that would be a very easy, probably very fun watch for us. That's
Fun.
a good week when we watch an hour-long film. Sophie has Labyrinth, The Hidden, Roughars, Blowout, Total Recall, and Cemetery Man. G-Star Games is, of course, Locked Out.
I need to replace
Ocean's 11.
Ocean's 11.
The film we just been talking about for an hour and a half. So it is going to be a Simon or Sophie pick.
Yes.
Um,
I would place Ocean's 11 with Perfect Blue.
oh shit!
Oh!
Okay,
I haven't seen that in a hot minute.
solid fucking entry. I got it on fucking DVD,
Oh,
even physical format.
This is my first.
Anime.
Yes, I have.
Yay!
I have, exercised a lot of restraint.
It's okay. I'm going to put Ninja Scroll on my list sometime.
But yes, that is my first anime on the list.
Ready?
rolling.
It's a 4. It's a 4.
Wait, Murder Ahoy, which would be very funny, or Blowout. Oh my god, 2 completely different films in tone. Well, I guess people die, Maybe that's a thing in common.
That's a cool.
All right.
Cool thing.
So,
Okay.
odd, it's Simon, even, it's Sophie.
The proper roll. It's even. It's a 2.
It's the Sophie pick. We're watching Blowout. That's Blowout. With John Travolta and Screaming and such.
I have been meaning to watch this for such a long time, so
It's a solid film. Well, let's not. But yeah. I think it's very clever. Brian De Palma directed. So I love most of his films, to be honest.
that's great news.
So I'm pleased, even though I didn't win, and I am a little bit disappointed and angry and upset. It's not the end of the world.
Wait, so Blowout
Simon.
Sophie's pick.
It
Sophie's
is.
pick, Blowout. It's John Travolta. Don't watch like a porno.
Damn, it's rated
About
R.
oral sex. Cool. Blow out the porn parody.
I'm pretty sure I do have a porn called Blowout in the collection somewhere. Got so many stupid fucking porn tapes.
They just blow a guy so much that he just is flat.
When I think of the word blowout, I think of a hairstyle. When a woman gets a blowout.
Yeah,
That
that is a blowout.
Yeah.
Or like when you have diarrhea and you just completely blow out your ass. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
quite.
a reference to a tire blowing out, having a puncture and exploding and such.
Isn't that what happens to babies when they shit and it goes outside the nappy?
They have a blowout. Yeah.
I think I
that's
genuinely
right.
think it is. Like,
What is wrong
just-
with you two? Oh my god.
Just look it up on Urban Dictionary for next week's episode.
I like
and then we can
the
discuss.
I like the synopsis. Very cool. I already like the premise for this. It's very mysterious.
It's a very feel-good movie. At the end of the film, you're going to be leaving the cinema with a smile on your face.
Yes, I'm going to go to the cinema and watch this 1981 film. Yes,
It's
well,
To be
such a
fair-
harrowing end to a film. My
I think
God.
Prince Charles Cinema might show it occasionally.
Oh.
our king
Prince Charles? What
Yeah.
the
The
fuck?
Prince Charles
Our
Cinema
king.
in London did state that they were not going to change their name.
Damn.
Oh,
Well,
Wow,
bold
wait.
stance.
way to put their foot down.
Okay, well, this has been YOMP. I hope you've enjoyed it. Blowout next week. Stay tuned, stay subbed. Thank you for listening.
Stay submissive.
Stay breedable.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello, thank you for listening to this week's episode of YOMP. And thank you, as always, to our wonderful patrons who keep us going. There's so many of you, but the Gigi Yompers, the top tier, thank you so much. Bottle Gnomes, Native Blood, Lawrence, Sleepy Ditch, Scott, I'm a Robot, Luck, and Enki. They're top tier guys, but there are other tiers, and we post notes and stuff, but I really appreciate it. See you next week.